Greetings, everyone. Please give a moment to make sure everything's set up. Pick is going. Did I? Yes, I did. Twitter is going. Uh, which is Rumble. Rumble is going. Let me double check my other computer. Which is. Oops. Rumble is speaking. Rumble is. Yep. I double check my computer. And looks like everything's going good. So let's go and get started. Oh, looks like I got a couple of Twitch viewers already. Welcome to the stream. Just getting started. Let's do this one here. Granted, the Twitch numbers tend to be a bit funky at the beginning, so it's probably not correct. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on bottom right side as the blue Japanese, we have QH. Spawn on top left side as the red Mexicans, we have no GGs for Opry players. I think that's referred to the Russians, Optioniks, or however you pronounce that, I'm guessing? Can't really say exactly for sure. Looking up some of the early violin worth 40 coin. You would imagine it would be worth wood since violin, but I suppose these people have more culture than I, rather than just seeing wooden objects should be worth wood. Local doggo goes down, who losing his asparagus. He was eating that, buddy. Either way, let's take a look at what natives on the map. We got the House of Yagalon, which does give them access to Lipkar Tartars and Shock Riders, as well as the House of Habsburg. You get a bunch of funny-faced looking people of the Mounted Infantry with strange typing and the Line Infantry. Additionally, let's see, yep, gives you +1 shipment here. If anything works like the other, like, US 2 shipments for the price of 1 shipment, this in theory should not increase the experience cost for the next shipment. So it's a pretty good if you want to get 700 resources for 1 shipment. Probably better than the Moon Festival big button of the Aztecs, which just gave you 2,000 experience. 2,000 experience can be a bit better, but it costs like 1,000 resources, like 1,500, like 500 of each resource. Urso Actors Acros. That must be some sort of scientific name. But this bear is being unbearable, not willing to share his supply of peasant weaponry. Of course, this weaponry is forced with wood, not the violin, because that's not cultural items. Red may have a possibility of stealing the treasure here of coin. Personally, when I think I see a lot of these treasures, since I play Aztecs, I just see the Treasure Guardians as a source of experience rather than a source of resources. Because I find the shipments experience a bit better, and Red is going to steal it. Jalapeno enjoyer. Wait, is how you spell jalapeno? Is there an L there? I don't know why all capitals just sort of throwing me off. Looks like these names are randomly generated. And the Japanese player is going for the Torii Gates. I haven't talked about the shipments. Archer default, we got infinite wood, villagers, wood coin, shrine wagons, Yumi archer attack, musketeers, diplomatic intrigue, daimyo, charity orchard rickshaws, villagers, Yumi archers, way of the bow, more musketeers, Naginata rider hit points, mounted archers, mounted archer attack, Rush. Let's see. Mounted archers attack increase and they do more damage against artillery. So they get actually a sizable 100% more bonus damage versus artillery. And also increase the damage by 100%. Not bad. Flaming arrows, intervention, more musketeers, more mounted archers, flaming arrows, and the shogun. I wonder, way the bow, does that affect the... No, it does not affect the mounted archers. And his opponent is going for the Tlaxcala. And we got all nats, so all natives? Not sure how this is gonna go. We got the Hacienda Settle Wagons, Land Grab, Villagers, Chipotle Tactics, Wood Coin, Native Treaties, into Advanced Arsenal, Coin, Cavalry Combat, Calabros, Guerrilla Warfare, Native Warriors. Native Warriors less expensive. So they have both these cards? Oh no, that's just shipment. Not making stuff cheaper. Liberation March. Chimayo Gonzales. Native Warriors train 10% faster and ship 50% faster. You get a large shipment of native warriors in from each allied tribe. The land of Hugo. And simply improve the Padre's healing speed and range, including his abilities. Interesting. Not so sure how fit that is. Factory, and habanero peppers. The Tlaxcala, of course, will give access to 2 settlers per hacienda, and for new and old haciendas. And the Tlaxcala Embassy. Oh, that is a good combo, which you can get access to selection of either Jesuit, enables a selection of Jesuit and Mesoamerican features. Sounds like it's them all. So it gives you the Conquistador, it gives you the Jaguar Warrior Big Button. Smokes you can get the Jesuit research of the Tlaxcala Jesuit research, Flying Buttress, and Tlaxcala chocolate recipes. I'm pretty sure the big buttons give you Jaguar Prowl Knights. It could be the native variant that was existing before the War Chief. What's it called? The War Chief expansion pack. I was looking sure. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. We do now have, which you can still see the Aztec natives in the campaign itself. We do have 3 shrines here, and there's a good amount of deer for him to collect for the shrines. He does spot this, so we may want to hunt that down. We do have some insurgents on the field, as well as musketeers. Insurgents are a cheap, fast pikeman variant. They have less bonus damage, a little bit higher base damage, but no increased range. They do move fast and with lower health. And I think the melee resist multiplier is less. Musketeers do have melee resist as well. They do have the same base damage as well as much more health, as well as more resistance. Chipotle Tactics ships 500 food. Destroyed buildings grant you food, including your own. So, it's good for pillaging. Hattori Gates give access to the 1 samurai, 1 military rickshaw, as well as improve the build and train bounties. And he is bringing cows. Cows are good doggies. And that joke probably doesn't go all too well. There's a samurai supporting out his explorers. What's it called for the Japanese? Are they monks? Are they called explorers? I'm not so sure. Looks like they paused. They no longer pause. We do now have the Musketeers Patrol 4. They do have 2-1 CTMs, slightly higher than regular Musketeers, of a grand total of 5%. I am curious what the Mexicans' playstyle will be. Will he revolt? Because it's pretty common for our Mexicans to revolt. We have now Saltilleros, which are a skirmisher. Does get a good follow there. So good number of musketeers, so more saltilleros are going to be very important. It's not going for a round of the mounted infantry, which they are at this. When they're mounted, they are a heavy range cavalry. When they're dismounted, they are light infantry skirmisher. I think when they're heavy range, they get like ×2 versus infantry or heavy infantry. We do not have the fox color textiles, which will give them 2 more settlers there. We do have the, whatchamacallit, natives over here. There's the mounted infantry. They do times. The hand attack is ×3, so they do Lancer low base damage multipliers. And they do have ×2 damage versus infantry when mounted up. It's good volume there. We got the mounted infantry push way forward. They do have 24 damage versus infantry in melee with a twice attack speed as opposed to 28 versus infantry. So it's probably better to go in the melee mode, but the musketeers do also get bonus damage versus cavalry, so it's probably not a good idea to go the melee mode. The musketeers are being picked off due to the low deployment of the counter unit. And like I said before, on mounted infantry, if you look closely, they are native warrior, ranged cavalry, hand cavalry, heavy cavalry, gunpowder cavalry, land military, and heavy ranged cavalry. They have that unique typing. They're still classified as heavy cavalry, so anti-heavy cav bonuses will still apply to them, but the light cavalry bonuses will not apply to them. We have another shrine wagon there, and Salteados push way forward is going to try to torch out this region. Mounted infantry have really horrendously bad siege attack. Salteados need to hit the musketeers, not hit or siege on the shrines. Their siege damage is also incredibly bad. Going to take off. Ooh, there's a good amount of shrines here. Red should either be aggressive in this region. We do not have the Daimyo deployed on the field. Daimyo has Hussar attack, but much higher than Hussar health, as well as quite a bit of range resist as well. And the Salteados, being a light infantry, they do less damage versus cavalry. We do have some servants here. They are, of course, a halberdier variant, and he did take quite a bit of damage to the Daimyo, and he's not easily replaceable. The musketeers getting hit may be a good idea for him just to pull out some bowmen or some Naginata riders at the current rate. The more of the mounted infantry now being deployed on out. He's still going for cows. He has 5 cows. He does have some time. It will take quite a bit of time for these shrines to be torched down, so he has time to get reinforcements. We do have Arano Yumi archers as probably the best thing to deploy on the field. They will do less damage versus the mounted infantry being classified as heavy cav. The heavy cav, the mounted infantry can go ahead and switch to either just shoot them at range or go to melee mode and get some significant damage on to the Yumi archers. You could try mixing some musketeers along this force, or maybe keep a couple samurai in the back line and push forward. The mounted infantry charges forward. He does have a couple musketeers, nothing too significant. You may want to keep the musketeers on the back line. Yumi archers do have 18 range, which is less than the Salteados, but they do have higher damage. And now we do actually have some conquistadors and actual light infantry. They do have AoE effect to their attack as well, so it makes them pretty effective against groups of infantry with that bit of splash. The Yumi archers should focus down the conquistadors first, since they are classified as light infantry. Which is probably one of the few units I would say would make sense if they're classified as heavy infantry. Not heavy infantry, heavy range cav. Because mounted infantry, when they dismount, become light infantry. Another round of musketeers. There's more musketeers that are being shipped on in. Conquistadors do 18 damage with 1 AoE effect. The mounted infantry, of course, do benefit promotions. Technically do 28 damage at range as well. But they do offer a higher DPS than the conquistadors. Now it's going to be torching down those shrines. The Japanese player will be pop capped if all 5 of these shrines go down. He has 100 population, that will put him down to 50. We do now have advanced arsenal research, going for frontiersmen, a log flume, and more cows. There's a limit of 20 cows, so the sauce unit will be eventually fully saturated with cows. Yep, he went for the Vox pilot lines to get out those conquistadors. I think as well, mounted infantry and conquistadors are both classified as natives, which means they take up no population housing. So he has a mix of heavy and light range cavalry. Interesting composition and well-rounded. Both are excellent versus mass groups infantry, with the mounted infantry doing double damage and the conquistadors getting some AoE effect. They both do quite well versus groups of infantry. Interesting composition, and I like it. And now we've got some soldados being blown up, Mexican musketeers. There are 2 population musketeers. They say they're armed with grenades, but they don't exactly do a lot of bonus damage versus structures for the cost. Yep, if I can click on one, there it is. Siege attack has 18, which is actually, oh no, that's line infantry. This guy here, 35 siege, which honestly, compared to 20 base damage of musketeers, while he takes a 2 population, basic cost twice the amount. Not exactly that high a siege attack, honestly. It is represented for its cost. Flintlock Navi research and as more Saltieros. This one is going for more musketeers, so the Saltieros will be very good. Conquistadors have bad siege damage. Line infantry. This one also has the worst siege attack. I think these soldados are just needed for a decent siege. Got a wave of enemy archers in the field. The Japanese player has aged up. I wasn't paying attention, but the Golden Pavilion, which gave him 6 archers. And increases attacks range of land units and hand attack. Oh yeah, the configurable bonuses. Right now, I think he has the increased damage. I'm not sure what he's currently set at. He's gone for increased attack range of range of infantry units. Attacks of ranged units. Got it. That's not range, just attacks themselves. Musketeers getting annihilated in this formation. The enemy archers in the back line gets a bit of damage. And the Mexican player just has a good, well-rounded composition with the relatively rare heavy range infantry. The Japanese player just got hard to counter initially with him pulling out musketeers, and he just pulled out the soldados to hard counter them. So overall, very good game there by the Mexican player. I think I can see right there. He's running out of berry bushes as well. He's asking some more of the cherry orchards. Torre gates receiving some fire. He does have 1 shipment available. The flaming arrows would probably be good. Barracks is being passed and built there. Consulate. I don't think he has a consulate built. Not going to the consulate may have been a bit of an issue, for he could have brought in some shipments of units to help him supplement his force. Just getting out some of the young guard from the French to get some grenades out in this formation probably wouldn't be half bad. That's a little bit too late for that now, and does lose the structure there. And thanks to pole play tactics, he will have additional food upon destruction of buildings. Yep, and I think the Japanese player is just going to be a bit stubborn up back in the game. I'm going to fast forward now. Going for some more musketeers. Mexican player could just revolt in order to get a big wave force, but he's going for the Sansu's Polstein. Not to remember that state off the top of my head. It looks like the line infantry there does go down, put down more of the stuff. Has 2 machines available, which he can bring in stuff. Even bringing villagers to torch down some structures as well. The siege attack's 5, so not good. But those do bonus damage to resource enclosure, so they do bonus damage to shrines. Going straight for age 4, the Bureau. And the Japanese player is still being a bit stubborn, but I think the game is long over. Let's see. San Luis Patriots ships additional Chinkos we've already sent so far this game, and also improves their production speed. And Responde enables your general to construct field hospitals for free, but allows gain increased hit points and may be deployed from field hospitals. You get free barracks. Huh. Not bad. Free forward barracks by deployment general seems pretty good to me. Japanese player is now out of coin right there. Needs to go to this coin deposit. Mexican player is not in the knocks one out of the game, going for some more conquistadors. And going for, of course, an age up. We're going to see a relatively rare, but the Mexican does not revolt whatsoever. I suppose he doesn't. The population effect for revolting won't really be useful for his natives. More veteran light infantry, going for the Niv Warriors shipment. Yep. Japanese player just collecting a lot of food. I'm not sure what he's doing. That was also getting quite a bit of shipments there, and there we go. Japanese player finally back in the game. It's Anagrade saying, think of watching, and on to the next replay. Greetings everyone, Anagrade here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Small on the bottom right side as the red English, we have Hang Loose 147. Small on top left side as the blue French, we have Cœur d'Estern Mute.
Bonjour.
Definitely sounds French to me. We got Loco the Doggo to support out his explorer. When it comes to natives this map, we do have the House of Vaza, which give you access to our Royal Arquebuss and Winged Hussars, and the House of Oldenburg, which can give you access to Royal Hunters, as well as some Northern Musketeers. Red is immediately eyeing for the trade posts on the map. Spanish tend to have cheaper shipment costs as their civilization benefit. And we do already have a deck selected. We got Couriers, Economic Theory, Couriers, Wood Coin, Crossbowmen, Census, Range Infantry Hit Points, Hussars, and Cavalry Hit Points, Advanced Arsenal, Wood Coin, Team Trustador Singales, Skirmishers, Cuirassiers, Cavalry Combat, Dragoons, Falconets, Fort, Thoroughbreds, Factory, and Robber Barons. His opponent has no deck selected, has one ship available, have a bunch of the local dogs being unhappy with him. His dog is taking quite a bit of bites there. He may just want to fall back with his dog, so and just let the explorer fire away. And now they're going to start recovering some health there. Does get out of least range, and now Coyote will go down. Or Wolf. I think they have the same models, don't they? And Loco the Doggo goes down. It's a dog-eat-dog world. You will get a little bit of coin. Now bringing shipment villagers. He has versus Japan, versus Japan and or France, looks like. Villagers, capitalism, villagers, wood coin, Herodiados, Royal Creed to claim the new world. House of Termisia, Higher Irish Brigadiers, Wood, Marvel Slayer, Combat, Cavalry Combat, Lancers, Falconets, Fort, Spanish Gold, higher armored pistoliers, higher Swiss pikemen, higher Scottish Highlanders, infinite lancers, culverins, heavy cannon, factory, another factory, and the Bourbon allies. I never understand, like, sometimes the second factory is the robber barons, the other one's like Industrial Revolution. I can tell they're exactly the same, but I don't know, just me overthinking it. So the Spanish has quite a bit of mercenaries in his deck, which can be very useful. There's the Swiss pikemen, in which the French tend to go for heavy amounts of cav, so rodeados and pikemen would be useful for the Spanish likely. Now we do have the governor being researched. And it's also going for the quartermaster. We got a trade post right there, has also been untamed. Out of here, this trading post is providing 75 experience per trip. So in theory, it'll provide a bit more, but it will be deposited less often. And it looks like the Spanish explorer is going to be deploying on some dogs and assist them in combat. 3 doggos. Let's see now. We do got Curvias, Cantina. And he may have canceled the other dog because he had 3 queued up. Like the French has aged up, not getting any filters queued on up, which is probably an oversight. Can bring a shipment of also going for the couriers. Baron Scout receiving a bit of damage, or maybe I'm hearing other gunfire. And the gunmen will go down. 10% faster chopping speed is one of those things you probably should have picked up as soon as I can, because that'll give them quite a bit extra wood. Stable now being employed out over here. Also, only a couple treasures remain on the map.
¿Cuál es su comando?
And I was like, there's a deserted pikeman will go down. We got a Spanish player going for more villagers. He's at pop cap, so you will need to get out some more housing. That's probably what the wood is for. Hunting dogs have been improved by the French. Now it's going around for hussars. And does temporarily start up a musketeer, not going to be iron from musketeers. Does need to get some more couriers on the build queue. Got a round of hussars now floating out. The Spanish trade does have an outpost, which does do a bit of bonus damage versus cavalry. And now we do have another age up ready for the Spanish. As a villager build, needs to get the age up queued up. Let's see, what will the next age up of item? You probably will first go for Spanish gold. We do now have the Scout, which may allow him to double jump and use scouter guns a bit better, but probably not. Hussars pushing forward. We'll see a bit of damage. He can pass out some militia to help him protect his borders. And when the hussars do go down, it looks like they're in some sort of box formation, the defensive formation. And now I've got the church and the house going on up, as well as a market. The church, he may be eyeing for the royal decree to claim the new world. Maybe not. He does have this village a little bit idle. Actually, these villagers just idle. What is going on? Like, they got ordered there, but they didn't actually start building. That was weird. There is some research not being brought on in. He does go for another house as well. Still does not have a barracks. Oh, no, he does have a barracks right in front of me. Going for some rodeados, which are a heavy infantry that moves fast. They honestly should perhaps be reworked to be classified as shock, honestly. Hussars moving around. Has some Hussars and rodeados now in the field. That should be more than plenty. He has a one-on-one advantage of the Hussars, as well as now all the rodeados support. Rodeados now trying to pursue the Hussars. They do have a 6-tile movement speed, while the Hussars have 6.75. Not as fast as Hussars. Rodeados will follow the Hussars now. They've been aggressed. Another round of rodeados on point field, and it looks like all these Hussars will go down. Rodeados do have decent multipliers versus cavalry. And now going for the royal decree to claim the new world. I can't remember what the church improvements are for the Spanish. He has gone for the Spanish treasure chest as well. We get quite a bit of free gold. The French have aged up as well. Not sure to what, however. Got some skirmishers as well as some dragoons now being pulled on out. Still got Cantina and Curvaza. Curvaza? However you pronounce that. I can't pronounce any sort of name in this game. Do now some skirmishers, which will help them do opponent's damage for those versus those rodeados, and dragoons will help them fight the Hussars. So he's going for some counter units. Trading posts now seeing a bit of damage. Granted, all this force does not have good siege damage. Dragoons have 10, skirmishers have 14, so it'll take a bit of time for this trading post to go down. The Hussars do have a much respectable 20. Going for steel traps and a very fine coat. It's designed for more villagers. And has quite a bit of coin stored up. He's going for some mercenaries, isn't he? Let's see. Armored Pistoliers will give him access to a Musketeer variant. Probably not super great at this moment. Swiss Pikemen. Scottish Highlanders, also another Musketeer variant. Oh, he's going for the church improvements. I think he invested some the gold then. He's going for a round of skirmishers. The ship is available, and probably a round of mercenaries, I'm guessing. And he's going for the higher armored pistoliers, which have like 60% range resist, so they would even withstand quite a bit of abuse from the skirmishers. Royal Halberdiers from the church. Artillery foundry not being employed on the field. How many halberdiers would this give him?
Sí.
A fair number of Royal Halberdiers. Oh, did I also give him one? Oh, no, he got a shipment of 2 falconets.
¿Qué me ordena? Sí. Prepara. ¿Qué me ordena?
And now his shipment of armored pistoliers not being pulled on out. Armored pistoliers who have 45 range damage, 1 AoE effect, 700 health at the moment. What's both improving their health? Was this something involved in the Royal Halberdier? Or there may be some sort of upgrade I'm not realizing that improve their health. Either way, they do have more health at the moment.
¿Qué me ordena?
No veteran Rodeado upgrade. He only has 8, so it's probably not that important.
Sí. Votre ordre.
We also have the damage absorption capability as well as that's 60% of melee resist, not range resist. Still, they have 700 health, and there's 7 of them, so that's quite a bit of bulk he has there. We've got 2 falconets here. The red falconets may go down. We've got the various forces now engaging. Skirmishers could be hit by the falconets. Falconets are in range of each other. Red's falconets need to hit blue's falconets and vice versa. One of blue's falconets to go down. Red's falconets that would take a hit. Halberdiers trying to hit the cavalry. One falconet does go down. Both of blues just went down. Red still has a number of infantry on the field. Royal Halberdiers engage the skirmishers up in melee. The skirmishers are mostly all going down, just leaving all the dragoons. Looks like the Spanish are pulling ahead. The army pistoliers providing quite a bit of bulk to the entire army, and now the French explorer also goes down. So it looks like the Spanish mostly won that fight. Oh, and I just saw your Twitch comment. I think you're mistaken, in my opinion.
Sí.
Spanish has quite a bit of force still remaining, falling back now. Skirmishers would have been a good counter to the dragoons. The 2 dogs are still alive. They're good boys.
Sí.
I do think what really turned the fight was those armored pistoliers. That damage absorption capability just make his whole army just much more resilient, and they have the bulk to keep alive themselves.
Preparado.
Plus, halberdiers, they were in melee attack the entire time. If they connect, they do hit hard. They're a proper melee unit in the game, not one that's meant to be a counter. The game's still up in the air, that's for sure. This French right now is eyeing for more villagers, going for team infantry range attack, will make his skirmishers better. Big villager migration, yep, over here to the caribou, the reindeer. One of them may have a red nose, and he's not. He's saving all his resources for something. What is he planning? I can't remember all the resources available. You can't revolt to age 4, right? Unless it's sort of age. Ah, there we go. Aging up. Oh, yeah, he got a cheaper. Your next age up is cheaper and faster, so he's going for industrial age. He's going for the engineer. He has a bit of wood in storage. He has 30 villagers. This one has 36, and they're French villagers. Going for the town watch and to gaslight his people. Oh, he also went for a handful of monks there to heal up his force. A small number of monks in between fights can be very useful to help recover your losses. We do have a couple culverin there, very nice. He realizes force is vulnerable to artillery, so we already deploy a counter. Though his opponent's not deploying to counter that. He is going to venomous skirmishers, which is a counter the heavy infantry he's also fighting against.
¿Cuál es su comando?
Oh, he also has a couple of missionaries here. So he's healed up his force as well. So both sides have healed up their force. Very nice. And who doesn't like missionary? Hussars now trying to push the way forward. They perhaps see the Huntables going down, so they're very vulnerable to this. And Red is eyeing for some fishing boats. And he did actually have quite a bit of wood in store there. Has quite a bit of food being cooked up at the moment, so he's eyeing something there. He doesn't have any conversion stuff. Going for the Industrial Revolution. Some of these villagers are going down. In the Spanish don't exactly have many villagers, though he is getting some fishing boats.
Preparada.
Skirmish, of course, not very effective as his cavalry.
Sí.
Missionaries can punch people in the face. Villagers may not want to be idle there next to all the Hussars. You may want to split up formation so get them not tailored to the movement of the artillery. We got a factory there, which should be set up just fine.
Hola.
Does find a villager there. The villager's now dead.
Sí.
He does not have the great coat upgrade. So these Hussars doing a little bit more damage than they usually would. And just got a handful of fishing boats there, building more now, going for some rodealos. They're not veteran. He could go for another factory and maybe get out some. He is going for some heavy cannon. Nice. I always say I'm biased towards heavy cannon, and especially if opponents going for mass skirmishers, heavy cannon will make sure the mass skirmisher is no longer. And now we do have the wild geese, which will give a bunch of wild goose musketeers, which are a higher Irish brigadier variant, offering good damage, good melee attack as well for a musketeer variant. Also, the melee resist is good. They're more or less a more melee focused musketeer, the best way to put it. Another factory being blown out, more fishing boats. Not eyeing for any villagers.
Sí. Sí.
And he still has a number of Royal Halberdiers still alive as well, so Hussars will not be very useful against a conflict against these guys. Plus the Wild Geese, the Armored Pistoliers. He just has a pretty good mixed army there. And Heavy Cannon will just round it out. Another round of Venom Crusaders, which may not be that great. They do have good AoE, that's for sure. But his opponent has a good number of Musketeers and just various heavy infantry. You know how they roll on Carvels, or Culverins, and this will give him more of a proper counter to the artillery that he's not going to be fighting. But that's, of course, we know have Castle Vision. He does not know his opponent does not have artillery. He assumes that his opponent's going to counter his force by building artillery, which is simply just not the case. Now we've got 2 Falconets and now a heavy cannon. We've got another Culverin there. Got good heavy infantry and heavy artillery force. And now going for more fishing boats. He may want to go for a second dock, but he's going to need to get more wood for a second dock. Does French have a 2 heavy cannon? No, he does not. He's going to get his first. Oh, he also advanced to the next age. Sorry, I missed that. And looks like he went for, was it the Tycoon to get the gold rebate? The deck is labeled standard. Is this? I think this may be like one of the standard pre-made decks. I think. First, I'm sort of surprised people actually use the pre-made decks. Wasted Riz on this case, the Spanish guy. Yep. Another factory now being put on the field. He is, of course, by default does produce coin. He may be retasking the heavy cannon, maybe not. Royal Culverins, let's see, they do 50 damage times 4 for artillery, so they do 200 damage versus artillery. Heavy cannon, those tails still take 3 shots to take out heavy cannon. More heavy cannon there, very nice. I suppose now with the Royal Culverins, if someone deploys out regular falconets, he can one-shot them with those culverins. We do now have the Town Watch research. Now Spanish pushing forward. He has an army of 183 on the field. I may have missed some sort of shipment being brought on in. Guess we'll go with the Bourbons, which are native, looks like.
Preparado.
Got a force of 82 with a good amount of cannon. This one has a force of 70 with no cannon.
Votre ordre?
Exact 73. We got the trade network there for this French, but that may not help him out. He almost has one more shipment. Philip's going for heavy cannons himself now. Red is slowly advancing way forward. He needs to split up his formation. He may want to get his cannon deployed on out and ignite the skirmishers. His culverins are pre-deployed there. Dragoons or the Cuirassiers trying to advance along the flank. Heavy cannon sitting on up. They're the only ones that really need to focus on the skirmishers. Everything else just needs to be there to protect the heavy cannon. The falconets are actually being drawn first, which actually is good for the Spanish. They're a good decoy to keep his heavy cannon alive. Heavy cannon just loves to shoot everything. 200 base damage equals a threat to cavalry. Some of the Spanish forces are getting mixed up, separated, but the halberdiers will rip apart the cavalry. Dragons push forward, still trying to drag the falconets and not the heavy cannon. The heavy cannon is a true threat. Let's take out the falconet there, but still has all 3 heavy cannon alive. Cuirassiers pushing along the flank. These guys will be good against them, but they're just simply outnumbered. They do 200 damage per strike. Cuirassiers have nearly 6 in health, but still, they can take a beating from the heavy cannon as well. The French have 137 population versus the Spanish 2. He already took any losses. Now he's bringing a shipment of heavy cannon. And his heavy cannon are currently a little bit idle as well. He packed up the heavy cannon so he can push on forward a little bit better. His formations are a little bit less desirable in my opinion. But he has to be careful with the cavalry. And the explorer firing some shots there. The explorer does get off Wild Goose there. Dragons push way forward. He may just want to keep... He could perhaps keep the heavy cannon skirmishers pushing toward the formation over there. And then perhaps keep the Rodialos in reserve along the Royal Halberdiers and along the flank. Oh, we got some Walloon Guard and realized he also pulled out another church improvement there. Heavy cannon now getting overran. Does find an opportunity there. Relatively poor control there by the Spanish player. Heavy cannon takes some massive hits, but they do have a good hit point pools to withstand a bit of abuse. They do keep them stays alive, minimal health, but they can still do full damage. Now it's going to pick away against those skirmishers there. He has probably some heavy cannon back home. Yeah, 3 more. 5 more. He may want to double check his cannon. We've got the French cannon there. From his heavy factories. Culverins setting up a volley. Splitting the shots there. Heavy cannons may finish him off. Does overkill one. The other one goes down. There's another pair of heavy cannons there. He still has a heavy cannon in reserve. Another heavy cannon deployed by the French. That's the only thing he hasn't been killed. He has plenty of resources. I'm not sure what he's planning to do. He does not have church improvements. And take out some other fortifications now. French player could. Oh, he's already at age 4. You need what, 4,000 to get the Imperial age. Now bringing shipment of various cavalry. He's out of barracks and he production. Oh no, he has production structure over here. And also the French goes back to the game now. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Greetings everyone, and great here with another HBARS 3 replay. So on the top right side is the blue French. We have Kurt Destrunumant. I butchered that name. And spawn as the red Swedes. We have Darth Sader. Darth Sader? Or Darts Ader. How would you split up this word name? We go Dart or Darts? Would be Seder or Ader? Or Solder. I have no idea. I'm overthinking the name. Either way, let's take a look at the natives map. There are none. The only trade routes. Explorer names. We got 7 hidden, using a female skin. And over here, the Huron Scout. That's the Renee Dane Champlin. That sounds like a randomly generated name. And now we do have deck selected. We got the standard deck: Warriors, Economic 3, Villagers, Woodwood Coin, Crossbows, Sensus, Range Infantry Hit Points, Hand Cavalry Hit Points, Wilderness Warfare, Advanced Arsenal, Wood Coin, Game Tralazur Singalis, Skirmishers, Cuirassiers, Cavalry Combat, Dragoons, Falconets, Fort, Thoroughbreds, Factory, and Robber Barons. Swedes have enough experience for our shipment, has not deployed anything out just yet. Now we got LL2. Not sure what LL stands for off the top of my head. There's no fish on the map. We got villagers, no blueberries, coin, pikemen, hussars, and attack, hand hit points, Team House Burnet, leather cannons, Eisenberg Ironworks, torps, platoon fire, falconets, ace shot, snap lock, royal mint, refrigeration, textiles, contract giant grenadiers, grenade launchers, trample tactics, thin horses, Castramination, which gives you another fort, factory, industrial revolution, and Sea of a Lifeguard. Still butchering all the names.
I see.
And looks like he does find himself a Cherokee rifleman, which is a light infantry native. Low damage like most natives, but look at the health total there. So this is a skirmisher that has very good hit points. Just low damage. There's no blueberries nor blackberries. Weird. We now have the governor being researched. And now we have a shipment available for the Swedes, but can't go anything more right now on this age. We've got the quartermaster versus the governor. The French have gone for a trading post, so it's getting a good bit of EXP going for a market now. Red's pushing forward for villager, maybe for a barracks. No, it's probably for a torp. There are some tin mines up here. Tin mines have less coin. So the torps are less effective on this map because the coin is a bit more scarce and single deposits. Okay, that villager's trying to get a bit of wood.
Votre ordre?
Another house. And red is going to take time to try to claim the food. Stand of Sakatoon. One more bandit or rifleman there. The Cherokee skirmisher is being very helpful to double her damage output. Now it's going for a shipment of pikemen. Against the French, who tend to go for early hussars, this will be useful. We don't see early hussars. However, thinking of these pikemen, he knows about this trade post here. and pikemen do have good siege damage, so the pikemen, rather than being an anti-cavalry tool, can be utilized as an anti-building tool to strike the trade post. That is my guess what he's going to try to go for, and getting 8 of them for one shipment's not bad. And they do have 32 siege damage as a reference earlier. Some local doggos getting put on down as the ATF intended. And now it looks like Red is going to push on forward. The Cherokee Rifleman is being left out to dry. Wolves do have good DPS. And looks like the Cherokee Rifleman will probably be bitten to death by the 2 wolves. He's going to try to run away now. Pikeman charging straight into his opponent's base. Trying to snipe housing. Got a shipment forward there. I do like the aggression of the pikeman. His opponent's going for has a stable here, but hussars are not the correct answer. If he had a barracks, pikemen would have been, not pikemen, musketeers, or even just his own pikemen wouldn't be half bad. Crossbows, as possibly as well, but against the pikemen, hussars are not the answer. And right now, he is going to be at pop capital soon, so torch down more housing would be very useful. He doesn't not know about these housings, looks like. So there are some exposed couriers. Couriers have a range resist, not like regular villagers melee resist. So they will take full damage from the pikemen, a full damage of 8 every 1.5 seconds. And couriers took some hits there, but not anything life-threatening. This is the range of the town center, so they're still in range. Hussars push forward. That is not a good counter, but he has to do what he can. Probably would have been better just to store up and get the militia on the field and micro them. They can at least be microed and keep out of melee range. Hussars are seeing some damage there. We got a couple couriers firing some shots there. They do have 8 damage. Apparently they can do ×2 versus artillery. That's regular villagers can do that. Like Hussars taking massive hits there. They're all severely wounded, but does force back the pikemen now. Hussars trying to go back in as well, but remember, pikemen do have 2 range, so they do. If the hussars go in too close, they can easily be stabbed first. Market now under siege once again. Does take out one of the hussars there. Does lose a pikeman. Great harassment there with pikemen. Now got the Eisenberg Ironworks as well as the bishop. The bishop will allow him to move diagonally better towards his opponent's base. And we've got a shipment point here for the French. Hussars. One does go down there. 80 health left in the sky. These guys do 40 damage per strike, barring melee resist. Which these guys have range resist, so 2 hits and they're done. At least that guy will be done with how little health he has left. Pikeman could go ahead and start harassing on the trade post. He's trying to go for another round of hussars as well as musketeers. Let's see, up north we do have a Torp completely deployed here for wood and has taken quite a bit of damage there from the Explorer. I'm so surprised we see this Torp here purely meant for wood. It is not great. There's the Cherokee Rifleman and the Explorer, not being picked up by the Hussars. Got 6 Hussars there, 2 of them probably severely wounded, or the 1. Pikeman throwing some damage over here. Now it's going for some Carolins. Carolins do bonus damage at range against cavalry, or heavy cav. And now got the Exile Prince being blown out. Cover wagons moving diagonally away from his opponent's town center. Tin mine being collected by 3 Torps. You don't want to go too heavily saturated on the tin mine since they have less. Oh, no. You got the pikeman needs to turn around and start protecting. He spots the covered wagon. The pikemen are drawing, but they get focused down. I don't think they got a single hit there. Now got the Carolins. Carolins have bonus emphasis heavy cav. He lost vision of the covered wagon. Ooh. The Swedish players' heart must be pounding having an event like that. Carolines, unlike other musketeers, have bonus damage at range versus a heavy cav and shock rather than doing bonus damage in melee against cavalry and shock. They also do have less damage against light infantry, and their base damage seems, I think, a little bit higher than normal musketeers. Additionally, they do still retain the melee resist like regular musketeers. We now have a number of veteran skirmishers being blown down out. Balance in good numbers. You may want to go for dragoons or whatever the Halka LTs, which are light cavalry. We get a good volley there. We got a shipment of wooden coin now being brought on in. Do we see the veteran Hussar research? No, we do not. More Carolines for the Swede. And no, there's the villagers. And now going for some of the Halka LTs. I don't know why the word Hakapelt, Peltlet, it looks ancient Greek for me, like it should be a name from ancient mythology. These guys are in melee attack mode for some other reason. Skirmishers will take less damage against them in melee, and they will still receive bonus damage. Not sure why they're in melee mode, honestly. They're trying to hunt down Hussars. They're better to be in range mode than rather than melee mode. Musketeers in comparison, they do have 13 damage as opposed to 20 damage of the Carolines. So their melee damage is good, don't get me wrong. But it just seems just a little bit weird to me. Their range damage is actually a little bit less than Musketeers, but they do have multipliers. Do you have some of the Halka LTs being been pulled out on the field? I was also going to see a nice volley here. With 2 volleys. Charging way forward to get another shot. Another good shot there. They do have 1 AoE effect, but the range is 10, so it's not great. So they're similar to Conquistadors. Dragoons do have 12 range, 26 damage. Halka have 24 damage, 10 range. Of course, that AoE effect is very critical. They also... Oh, looks like they may have been nerfed. I don't remember the bonus damage or negative multiplier against infantry. They got hit by a similar nerf as the Eagle Warriors. Or Eagle Runner Knights, I should say. Got 2 Torps over here, and they're also providing some decent amount of wood income, both of them. French right now does have more villagers, but of course Torps, it's hard to calculate their advantage. I was going for the veteran Grenadiers. So starting to transition to some Grenadiers, which skirmishers. Let's see, Grenadiers, they are heavy, right? I always forget the exact type of Grenadiers. But I'm pretty sure they're heavy, right? Well, Albusguns are light infantry. Do they not have typing? I also can't remember for some other reason. Torps now pushing the way forward, trying to set up around this tin mine. Granted, the biggest benefit of Grenadiers is their AoE effect. That should be very effective versus skirmishers if they can get in the range, but he does have access to a card to give them increased range. In blues, mainly building town center in the southern map. Now he's going for the grenade launchers. We do now have the veteran Hussars, going for more Hussars. Amalgamation, gang saw, more couriers. And do have some culver now being flown in the field. Veteran Grenadiers. They are classified as heavy infantry, just as I thought. Oh, their hand attack has AoE? Did they take a lesson from Demo Man from Team Fortress 2? Where they use the Ultra Pool Kabir? They use a grenade for a melee attack? That's what I like to believe. They do have, and now they have 14 range, so it allows them to help reach their target a little bit better. Grenadiers are a little bit interesting option. They will have trouble hitting the skirmishers still. But they do connect and get some good damage. They do less damage versus villagers, but not versus infantry. They do have good AoE. They do siege damage, so they don't get resisted by the skirmishers. Range resist. It's all a matter if they can get in the range. Now going for more of the light infantry, which the skirmishers will also be effective. I'm not liking the Swedes' composition all too much at the moment. I think a leather cannon would probably be pretty good versus veteran skirmishers, or just regular cannon. Looks like the French eyeing for another trade post here, which could be engaged by some militia. Hussars getting annihilated by these various forces. And these two remaining Hussars will fall back. Just got a small amount of walls there. Artillery foundries, these walls are horrendously bad. I assume this area is not buildable with all that icy look. And that's why the walls are not there, I'm guessing. Oh, the Cherokee Rifleman still alive. It didn't get eaten by wolves, but does get shot by the Frenchmen. LTs will take up the Explorer, no problem. Got a number of veteran Grenadiers and Carolins. Now we've got the Snap Lock, increasing the range of... adds 0.3 to range attacks. They'll give him a bit more damage and range right now. So now they're 15 range, but still skirmishers have 20 range. They have 180 health. The veteran skirmishers right now have 144 health, so skirmishers are still more likely to win the fight, especially with the times 2 damage, so their damage against the Carolins will be 40. Oh, not giant. The veteran Grenadiers do have 50% range resistance, which is important to note. So that basically nullifies the bonus damage from the veteran skirmishers, so they'll do still just 20 damage. That is something to remember. You may not have access to trample tactics, does he? Doesn't appear to be. It's gonna push way forward, may get a good volley there on the skirmishers. They're trying to make their way forward. If the grenades gets a good volley there. Falling back, but I still don't exactly like the composition of red. Grenadiers do cost 2 pops, so they're not exactly population efficient. It's going mass Grenadiers. Carolins will cover the Grenadiers' weakness to cavalry at range. So this opponent just simply can't go for the Hussars or Cuirassiers. Now we do see the infantry breastplate. Taking a bit of damage there. Red's falling back. Does have a culverin out in the field now. More pikemen and more Carolins. Infantry breastplate complete. Skirmishers are getting tied up on hitting that Eisenberg fort. More of the French cavalry going down. Got some French villagers here, which may draw some fire, and grenades do less damage to them. Got another round of Grenadiers. And still got a pair of falconets here. He does have one culverin for a counter, which may not be enough. Dragoons getting some good damage on in. Dragoons slowly being whittled down there by the Carolins. Neither side can do bonus damage to the Dragoons. Dragoon's not doing bonus damage to his opponent. They're just there. Now we do have the Giant Grant Grenadiers now being deployed on out. This also enables them to be built themselves. And Rez falling back there, taking quite a bit of damage, unable to deal with the ranged force opponent. Somehow the Dragoons are being good tank for his skirmishers. Because since he doesn't have any units to do bonus damage to them, they can be left in the front line and draw fire for these skirmishers. So the Dragoons, weirdly enough, are a good frontline unit in this situation. And now the bookkeeping research, more Carolins now being flown out, as well as the Royal Mint. More skirmishers for the French. Has 2 shipments available. I go for a number of military. He has some good options for his shipments right now. Somehow 2 of the French villagers got on the other side of the wall. These 2 gets around the wall the old good old-fashioned way. Culverin finds a good shot there on the Falconet. And the Culverin, oh, that's wounded. The Falconet, however, is dead. Dragons push right forward, and will take out the Culverin there. Skirmish is getting distracted by the wall swing. That's not a good idea. The Halcopeltes will be countered by the skirmishers.
Votre ordre?
Now he's going for a monk for healing up his force. His force is a bit wounded there, and only because all the grenadiers splash damage. Let's see, did we see the giant grenadiers? That's a row of grenadier. We may have canceled that shipment. Ah, here we go. They do. Looks like they are heavy infantry. They're probably another. They actually appear to be. I don't know. That just looks like a musketeer variant actually, with more damage, with a bit of AOE to them. So that will actually be useful versus the Dragoons. Dragoons decided to go into melee mode. Dragoons do get overran, getting some massive AOE hits there. He does not keep his distance. And now the grenades are ripping apart his formation. He found an opportunity where his grenades are able to do some great AoE, and they were successful. Look at that. Grenadiers, they managed to get to the range, and they're closing pretty good. The French player does have 3 shipments available, and I go for skirmishers and cuirassiers. Or maybe the 4th. Either way, use the shipments. Council's taking some fire there, maybe I'm to age up.
Oui.
Red's taking time to regroup. He does not have a monk here for healing. And we actually got a number of estates and farms being blown in field since he still got crowd into his base. He's placed all of his torps next to the wood. So he's going to get a good amount of wood income over time. Usual placement, but then again, and mines don't last very long.
Min styrka har återvänt.
And now it's going for the Gunner's Quadrant. We're now going for the French heavy cab. They would do great for the Grenadiers, but they're not do great for the Carolins. And right now the Giant Grenadiers would probably be pretty good right now. Because right now they do have good range. They were able to punch through those Dragoons pretty easily. And a bit of AoE effect never hurt them as well. some Swedish hussars do push forward, find an opportunity to engage some of these French villagers, and the cuirassiers will go and just take out the hussars. The French has 40 villagers, opponent has 61, and a good number of torps. Gauging the income, got around 2,500 there. Then the French do not have a whole lot of resources coming on in now, does he? He's only have a couple villagers idle, so I'm not sure what's going on there. His opponent does have quite a bit of good research. So right now the Swedes doing great for income. So he's having a bit of slow transition to the estates for coin, some plantations.
Hallå?
And it does have a decent gold income at the moment. And yeah, that tin mine's almost cleaned on up. This tin mine has not been rescouted by red, and it's gone. Still got this tin mine over here, but it's mostly cleaned up. So almost all the coin on the map is gone. There's some tiny deposits left. Just really tiny deposits. Less than 1,000 coins left on the map. So those estates right now for the Swedes is going to be very, very important. So I see a good number of French heavy cav now being blown out. So maybe some pikemen will not hurt. So the Carolines will also be good as well. Getting a bit of bonus damage. Right now they're doing ×2 versus heavy cav. And their base damage is pretty good at the moment as well. Just trying to push down south. The veteran cuirassiers have 33 siege damage, which is okay for their 3 population cost. We torch down this additional town center. And we've got a number of cannon here, but they're unescorted. We now have a number of veteran Halkapeltis here. Red's pushing over here, and they're in a position where his opponent can't really retreat right now. He's going to potentially lose the cannon. May want to focus on the cannon first, so he can put his skirmishers on in. Skirmishers getting a little bit tied up there on the infrastructure. Taking out the falconets there. Now he's trying to gauge some melee. The French cuirassiers do great AoE damage. The veteran Carolines are firing away. All of his cannon has gone down. Skirmishers getting flanked by militia. Grenadiers may want to start hitting the skirmisher formation. They are not very good as cavalry. And Red's army is getting annihilated right here. We do have now some Halkapeltis pushed way forward. They're going to be countered by the skirmishers. Got more Halkapeltis here. This is a messy fight. The Halkapeltis need to focus down those cuirassiers. Carolines are still there, alive. Last of the Grenadiers have gone down. Blue has an army, but not much of one. The French is not able to rebuild much of an army, getting out some more heavy cav, but his force is now forced to withdraw. Swedes right now going for some leather cannon, which is where we can see his opponent going for more of the heavy cav. That's not going to be useful. More Grenadiers, that's not going to be useful. French still has 2 shipments available. Now starting to transition to some mills. Does not have any estates on the field. Has a bit of coin being brought in from somewhere. I'm not sure where that coin's coming from at the moment. Might be blind.
Bonjour.
Oh, there's estates right in front of me, so I am blind. I thought they were all mills. I'm going crazy. But let's see.
Oui. Bonjour.
The coin income looks like he doesn't have all the same research his opponent has, because right now he has the same coin income as his opponent. Actually, no, he has less. So the French villagers are currently collecting less than his opponent. So the Swedish economy is still very good. Going for Stagecoach now. Only has 1 trade post claimed. And right now he has a very nice 69 villagers versus his opponent's 47. Last coin about to be claimed. Do now have trample tax being researched. Add -5 attack speed to trample to rate of fire up to Hussars, and as well as increase your hit points by 50%. Add also faster attack speed to trample attack speed, as well as more hit points. It says move faster and fire more quickly while using trample mode. But I see no effect there saying it will actually improve their movement speed. It just it will give them a faster attack speed as well as a bit of health. So I could be mistaken. Got a handful of leather cannons now deployed on out. Beacon Arm Theory just now been shipped on in by the French. I'm sort of surprised it took that long. Got an outpost here. Got a 110 population versus 128. Going for more of the Halkapeltis and villagers. Right now the Swedish economy is going good. He needs to produce a bit more. He has quite a bit of resource in reserve. And has all of his population space available. Going to fast forward a little bit since both players in sort of late game build up. He's going to go for the industrial age, going for Logistican, and he could go for the factories, or could go. Let's see. Then Halkapeltis 3-4. They're in staggered mode. Score does go down. That Halkapeltis is being engaged. May see trample mode, but he may just want to fall back. He's getting way outnumbered. He probably could go for shipments of cannon, or not cannon, of factories. Hitting range as this is probably pretty good for his Carolyn, so it makes him a bit more vulnerable to the French heavy cab. Though they get bonus damage for range, which maybe is something better he should try to keep too. Halkapeltis not the way forward once again. Find some French villagers there. They do have minus 25% damage multiplier against villagers. Outpost does pick off Dragoon there. That's an infrastructure center map, including a good number of torps, providing some food. No blackberries to replenish the berry bushes, however. Going for more cheap for our military drummers, going for Drabants, which will improve his Halkapeltis, right? Not the Hussars. Yep, it does. We now have the Guard Grenadiers research. And we do have a fort now in the center map by the Swede. We never exposed villagers here. Though they can push way forward. Finds a volley there, and some of these skirmishers very nice. They do get 120 damage per shot against the skirmisher, so they do probably be two-shotted. Villagers starting going down. That's going for the Siva Lifeguard. Giving his Carolyn's range resist rather than melee resist, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of Carolyn's here. Just 3. Going for more now. another stable there. Got some more Carolines right here. Grenadiers here could be focused down. One does get hit. Storm pushes way forward. Remember as well, the Hulk abilities do rain AoE damage, which can be useful if his one stacks up too much. Heavy French cavalry trying to push way forward. The Hulk abilities need to focus them down, so they are light cavalry. Grenades running on, getting some good AoE damage. They're stacking up quite a bit there, so the Grenadiers' AoE damage is very useful. And now the effects are really running on in. Getting some massive AoE effects there, and looks like Blue does back out of the game now. As Angrid saying, take watching, and on to next replay. I probably have time for one more replay tonight. Getting a little bit tired right now. Yeah, 2v2. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. So on the top right side as the blue Ottomans, we have Charlie C45, period. Well, on bottom right side as the... Actually, no. It's top versus bottom, so his allies way over here as the yellow Mexicans. We have the Bish by Skiff. Yes. Spawn as the magenta Ethiopians, we have Mick Cleaves, and spawn as the red French, we have 3D Jacob. I would assume this would have been a left versus right map, but maybe north versus south. The distance between north versus south is very small versus left versus right. Over here we have the Sufi Mosque, give you access to some hybrid Quizbalash, and over here we've got the Jesuits for the Conquistador, which if the Ethiopian player has a Jesuit deck, and may be quite useful a combo, and he's in a good position to help claim it. There's also quite a livestock map. You get some water bison. Orangutan dead. Let's see, you got Khan. I don't know what this means. We do have Villagers Sawmills Economic Theory, Villagers Wood Coin Advanced Arsenal, Madaraki School, Gerbenters, Silversmith Spice Trade, and Greece Allies. We do have Wood Indran School, Topicular, Rural Mint, Refrigeration, Textiles, Team Coin, Covered Wagons, Agami Olgon School, Coolie School, Flight Archery, and Factory. I just realized something as well. That means both sides have a safe deposit of fish. So one player or both players could eye for fish. The French is going for team deck. We've got Villagers, Pioneers, Villagers, Wood Coin, Crossbows, Team Cavalry Attack, and Cavalry Hit Points, Royal Offensive School, Riding School, Skirmishers, Crusaders, Cavalry Combat, Dragoons, Falconets, Fort, Royal Mint, Refrigeration, more Villagers, Skirmishers, Crusaders, Garibaldi System, Falconets, Heavy Cannon, Culverin, and Horse Artillery, damage increase. All of them gets 20 plus 25%, except for the Heavy Cannon, just punch plus 20%. Heavy Cannon, Factory. So we got a not only one team card there, but is aggressive and military. Mexican has the oil deck of 1. Has gone for Hacienda plus Villagers. Team Pinata ships a random selection of resource crates to each of your team members. More resources are delivered if this card is sent at a later age. So in age 1, 200, then 400, then 600, then 10,000, then 1600. We have independence movements between research, so the Mexican players can revolt, not a big surprise. Advanced personal, cavalry combat, collaboros, guerrilla warfare, plan of the Tupicali. Give you out some soldado musketeers. Liberation march, refrigeration, textile mill, wood, Presidal lancers, man destiny, plan of Maraman, Chirada, heavy cannon, factory. Habaneros, and Team Alta California Territory. Ships 1 Hacienda wagon, 7 semi-fattened cows. And this is team. Hibashi Going for Trinity Tablet Point, Prize Pool, Cassianas. Cassianas damage, hit points, Libera Rock Church, Flawless, Castle, Sudanese allies, would influence cows, and that is infinite, not team. Gassianas, Shotel Warriors, Sebastopol Mortars, Zebentas, Albans, Isra Reforms, Infinite Sebastopol Mortars, Chua Elites, Gigantian Spirituality, and Roof of Africa. The Mexicans are being upgraded with the Nico Cannon. Can't remember that one on the top of my head. General does take out the kitty cat, and we'll be cleaning up some resources. We do have a forward blue barracks in between it, both his base between the and the center of the map, basically. One more centers just be right there. Let's see. It's dock wagon fishing boats, so that would be a good way to get some fish. And Caldo de San Nicolas. And now he's going to revolt to the Central Americans. So the Mexican player is going to kick off the game with a revolt. We got quite a bit of livestock here. Has gotten Zeppo 2 cattle, which now he has revolted, which he does not transform all of his guys into filibusters or anything of sorts. So we do have now the Central Americans, which the Central Americans trying to see what's unique about them. Cathedral Wagon. Journey's experience much faster. Some less fair. Sylvanian Coffee. Revolutionaries become settlers. Pioneers. And some fishing stuff here. Nothing too crazy. Yellow's Explorers. Hang out the opponents. Oh, that Explorer's actually getting healed in combat. That Alban just healing him constantly. So this guy's was being close to immortal, not being focused down. And Yellow's does go down, and his teammate does save his teammate's Explorer by using Aben like that. Very nice. Got another Hussars there to pick off the Northern Explorers as well. Very, very good. Do have a good number of Janissaries pushing way forward with a number of Falconets. I don't see what's too crazy about the Central Americans. Maybe something about the initial I'm not familiar with. Does get quite a bit of resource crates there, that's for sure. Hussars not push way forward. Has a number of cows and water bison there onto the hacienda. These villagers not getting hit there. Yellow's starting to push way forward with some Falconets and Janissaries. The Falconets revolt does give them quick access to some Falconets, that's for sure. Allow them to siege down his opponent quite quickly. We do not have the towns that are now under fire. Janissaries on defensive formation to protect his teammates' Falconets. We're going to just let them do all the work. Got some Gassianas here, which is a musket or heavy infantry there. Janissaries will be good against them. I got a number of Levy Bowmen on the field. You actually don't see them all too often. But now I've got Levy Bowman militia deploying out. They will take damage over time. Yavin does take a bit of damage there. It does lose the structure, the cattle market. Levy Bowmen are taking some fire there. Got some Hussars before trying to flank the Falconets, but they are being warded away by the Janissaries. Some good hits on the town center. No room for Falconets. Falconets not taking a massive volley there. Does take out one of the Falconets. Very nice. Got the Janissaries trying to engage in melee. Good AoE healing from something. Both Falconets go down. Hussars are charged in, but they're getting forced on back. But you now have a church now being blown up by Magenta, which will be built, will not be torched down time. More Falconets in build queue. The Ethiopian players eyeing for a shipment of Gaussianas and going for more Gaussianas now, as another mounted monster to pull on the field. This mounted monster is pretty close to being fully collected. It may want to pass these villages to the other one so it can just trickle itself, its collection there. Number of musketeers now pulled out by the Frenchmen to engage the Janissaries, but more Janissaries are streaming on in. Looks like some villagers being picked off there. It's hard to tell. This looks like a large number of dead corpses, but there's a large collection of books, which are being collected up, looks like. Council does go down. Apparently there was a town center health bar to get, not the books collection bar. Magenta did lose town center, as very far away getting enough wood to collect up another one. Does have a large collection of books here for some experience. He has not pushed forward with another round of Falconets. There's 2 shipments available, but no shipping location. Musketeers do take a pretty good volley there. The Ottoman right now is just going for various economic research. And he also has a number of Janissaries going for some various other supporting church technologies, or mosque technology, I should say. Trying time for some more Hussars. Trying to engage the cannon. He has a good number of musketeers, as well as some crossbows. Crossbows will do bonus damage, a small amount of it. Books being obtained by Magenta. Red's Explorer does go down there, now going for a fencing school. Oh, looks like they've got the Chipotle tactics research. And Magenta's getting hit significantly. Harris is in near. He does have an outpost here, so he has a shipping location now. He's bringing a shipment of Gaussianas, which would not be effective enough. We have the Frenchmen starting to get some reinforcements on the field. He could perhaps engage this force and sneak around the Hussars. Mounted Monastery will soon go down. Does go down. Still some books here. There's Gaussianas, 9 of them. The Ethiopian player has actually managed to age up, and was not paying attention to that. Shotel Wars will not be useful versus Janissaries. Now the Mountain Monastery does go down. Hussars engaging the flanks. Taking out the reinforcements there, very good. War camp will soon go down. Magenta could try for some fishing boats as an alternative resource collection. Hussars trying to push away forward. These forces need to start hitting the Janissaries, or they could go in the melee mode themselves and engage the Falconets. Falconets all go down there. Hussars could just fall back now. Gaussianas are mostly decimated by the cannon. Janissaries are going to engage in melee mode. They do have 15 melee attack, which is the same as Gaussianas. Both have good melee resist, and Gaussianas have less health. Looks like Blue's force will be cleaned on up. What is the other players going for? The Ottoman players eyeing to age up for the scout. French villagers right there, a little bit exposed. French is going for pioneers, more villagers, more Hussars. Now I got the improved line of sight here. I don't think that's a good shipment. It gives you more of a line of sight, and you basically get a rebate on the shipment itself, but it just makes all your future shipments more expensive. I don't think it's a good card. One just to skip over. This, however, getting a bunch of fishing boats and a dock would be very useful. And some of these villagers may get hit there by the musketeers. Villagers have melee resist, not range resist, so it's better to shoot them. Here are cannons. There's a yellow falconet there. Multiple yellow falconets deployed on out. Trying to be punched down. More Janissaries being deployed on out. Cars are getting hit there as well. We've got 2 shipments available for the Central American player. Dragoons, get access to your Sergeants, Soldados, and Salteados back. Because right now you can only basically deploy out a handful of units. A little bit more limited. Yeah, I don't really see this deck, the Central Americans being all super great, honestly. Now he is bringing the fisherman, which will give him some good food source. Going for some hunting doggos. He did give him access to cannon almost immediately in Age 2, which is actually very important. And does play well for good team game where you can focus on the cannon. You got now some sergeants running around. Apparently you had a round of sergeants on the field or something. Got some delis trying to engage the French villagers. The Ethiopian player has rebuilt a town center. And delis being forced on back, and Hausars pushing way up north. Let's see, the Ethiopian player going for more villagers, going for Casianas, has 16 villagers at the moment, so he is battered, bruised. But he's not out of the game just yet. He could try eyeing for a bit of a fishing boom for himself. Looking at the game, he has a good defensive force here. The Frenchman is being aggressive on the field, which provides some good field presence. He just can't really support his teammate. And I think the Frenchman knows about that, so I do believe Magenta could try eye for a fishing boom to quickly get back in the game. Be a bit risky. He does have 2 town centers at the moment, which can also get him back in the game. But the fish are harder to raid. I don't know. You know how the Tengris allies gave him 7 Tatar archers. Which he is H3 right now, so this card's probably not great, but he doesn't have any other military card. You got the Frenchman now eyeing to go age up. That gives him all to age 3, barring the Central American player, who's just in a state of revolution. Now going for the coffee. It gives him 9 settlers, not bad. And what it is, can you build fishing boats with this revolution? I'm honestly not sure. By the way, he does have a decent amount of fishing boats on the field. They're all both tasked on the coin. He looks like going to try to return to Mexico relatively soon, which will put him at age 4. He has 1 shipment available. Maybe saving the shipments for the factories. There's the return to Mexico. The number of Janissaries there. Kill that man, basically, what Yellow's saying. He's also going for cows. Nice. He has a good amount of cows. And some water buffalo. You can see the cow production rate going up pretty nicely. Here's some gunfire somewhere. I'm not so sure where. Is it up here? Nope. Yellow or Magenta's not pushing towards on the center of the map. Ethiopian player is going for another round of Nefatanyas, the skirmisher. Return to Mexico is almost complete. Now the cow production rate is going even faster now. He's at pop cap as well, and so he doesn't have enough wood for a house.
Si.
Now he's Imperial Age, not Imperial Age, Industrial Age. Has access, maybe habanero peppers right now? One of the factories. So on a counterattack, Team Southside's going to attack now. Got a number of Tatar archers here, which will get annihilated. They're not fighting against any cavalry, so they're a counter unit and they will die. Massive falconet hits there onto the Haciendas. Hussars trying to push away on the flank, but getting accepted by the Janissaries. They're veteran Janissaries at the moment. Nefantanias getting some good damage there. Haciendas getting some damage there. Skirmishers, as well as veteran musketeers pushing way forward, trying to torch down some various structures. Factory being built on the field. Maybe a good idea to go for the heavy cannon right now, since they are getting hit by a massive amount of infantry. And it's probably a good idea for the factories to be blowing out the heavy cannon. Oh, the Tatar archer is going to be engaging the Hussars now. They do have 5 base damage, which is incredibly bad. They have a 4.5 multiplier versus cavalry, which is incredibly good. And their attack speed is also at 1.25, which is also incredibly good. So they're going to be good anti-cav archers. But not good enough to save his villagers entirely. At this point in time, it may have been good for the Tatar archers to get focused down by the Hussars. I think the Hussars would have won. They have melee resist, so they can resist melee attacks. A number of those villagers did go down there, so Ottoman has been wounded. Ottoman player could eye for additional town centers. We got now the secondary factory now being plotted by the Mexican. Red villagers have been spotted, or by yellow. Looks like a Sebastopol mortar now pushing way forward. Team Southside has a good amount of infantry as well as some siege. Got a good number of falconets here, but Red's going to get the drop on them. Nope, he hits the artillery foundry. Yellow could counterattack. Yellow's also going for a culverin, very nice, and going for mass production. He is going for eye for the heavy cannon. Against opponent's infantry composition, heavy cannon will be very, very good. Right now he does have quite a bit of coin and food. Could invest it into something. Let's see what's else here. Transform into Voltieg, which I believe are a skirmisher variant based on the profile picture I can see. Let's see, habanero peppers. If Hacienda gathering rate by us. Oh, Hacienda is 100%. And also improves the gathering rate for Haciendas. So that's only good in extreme late game when you have full Haciendas workage. Team Alta California seems not half bad to me, but he may want to wait until he has maxed out cows to get more cows. Let those doggies keep on rolling. Got a castle not being flowed on out. Now we got the Zemtanias, giving the Fanias additional hit points, is slightly more resilient to cannon fire, giving them 5% siege armor, which I don't know if that's actually going to be useful. Falconets tend to do what, 200 damage? No, the base damage of heavy cannons is like 200 times 3 infantry multiplier, so that'll do nothing for that. It may give them some resistance to, say, obelisk guns, but I'm not sure it'll do much against falconets. Maybe it does. We've got a number of canoes not being put on the field by the Ethiopian player. Just villagers for the Ottoman player, who is trying to eye to save resources to age up. He is approaching enough coin for it. New factories here. And there we go, he can now age up. Now he's going for the Logistician. Team Southside has quite a bit of force here. The French player is going for more Cuirassiers and Culverins. Does get cavalry combat there. Heavy cannons for the Mexican player. He's just getting those out. A shipment of wood. He's supposed to collecting the whales. And the Mexican player has quite a bit of wood stored up. What is the planning? Is there something I don't know about involving 2000 wood research? He doesn't have a card to transform to another resource. Oh. He doesn't have a Saltieros, so I'm not sure if he's eyeing for the wood. It's almost like he's AFK at the moment. Okay, supplying out Haciendas now. He just maxed out cows as well. So now he probably can't go. I don't know if he can still go for Alta California. Heavy cannons need to pull on the field and start firing away. Janissaries quickly overran. The Fontañas take out some insurgents. I'm not sure what Yellow's doing for this heavy cannon. Watcher's trying to avoid the Culverins. We got another Culverins down here. Takes out that heavy cannon. And I think there's also a Culverin there as well. You now have a fort wagon from the Ottoman player from the Age Up. Playing the back line. His factories, the Ottoman player's trying to get overran. The Mexican player just spent all his wood on something. Going for our Varanchinkos now. So now he's going to try to transition to the Charros. Heavy cannons back in the corner. Can't get volleyed on the Musketeers, Dragoons, and Cuirassiers being warded away. As well as some Hussars. These Scars are a Hussar variant. They do have 40 damage, which is pretty good. Great volley there by the heavy cannon. But one of the heavy cannons not being focused down by the Culverins. Massive there under the Fontañas. Got another heavy cannon over here by the Mexican player. And these are the Mexican factories in the Ottoman space. Heavy cannon does go down there. More heavy cannons pushing forward. Gains some good damage on the formations. Right over on the Culverin now. Does get the Culverin. Both these cannons still alive. Janissaries now counterattacking their guard Janissaries. The Fontañas do have 20 damage melee against heavy infantry. And guard Janissaries have 25 base damage, so they do have good range damage or melee damage versus them. Plus they have the melee resist, so the Janissaries can do well versus light infantry. You may want to get the habanero peppers right now. I'm just going to try to eye for free units. Some more of his stuff is starting going down now. Great volley there by the heavy cannons. Sorry, the sound bug is starting to appear. All the Charros starting to be focused down. Great volley there by the heavy cannons. I just love heavy cannons. This is one reason why I have a bias towards heavy cannons. I just love seeing infantry just melt to them. We got a number of veteran conquistadors now pulling the field, which are, of course, light infantry. We're going to try to run over on the heavy cannon. One of them's quite wounded. Janissaries are now trying to engage. Starting to engage in melee. Takes up the Saltieros there. One heavy cannon goes down. That was the wounded one. Culverins do take out the other heavy cannon. So Yell's out of heavy cannons. Nope, there's two more now in the field. More of the Charros now being pulled on as well. Mexican players just eyeing for a free military reduction. Magenta's starting to fall back. Red doesn't have a whole lot on the field. Ethiopia players going for more Haciendas, more Fontañas. We've got more villagers here by the Ottoman player, not currently pulling out anything. Saving up his resources for something. Is he going to revolt? I think the Ottoman player is about ready to revolt. Wait, usually there's only one revolt allowed per game, but does that count if Mexico revolts in Age 2? He now has enough no, he just spent his wood. One player's gonna have plenty of villagers, that's for sure. Imported cannon research there. Frenchman's currently pulling out nothing. He has a bit of resources stockpiled up and not decided to pull out something. Something's better than nothing. Plus he's gone for all of his age 4 upgrades. Could probably go for cavalry hit points right now, seems pretty good to me. Got quite a bit of magenta fish across the field. As long as they don't go more than 16, you have plenty fish, as well as always can eventually turn them whales. Even if he goes for the whales early, then he can still get enough fishing boats for all the fish, because there's plenty of fish out at sea. More of the Mexican cavalry push way forward. But they're getting annihilated there. The Gaussianas are heavy infantry. This Gaussianas moving around. We'll spot the dock. Not much they can do to go against that. Mexican player only has 100 population available, and he's got more housing. Does have enough wood for more houses. Albans and villagers taking out that explorer general, if it was a general. It was not going for a big line of walls. Mexico has built some more housing now. Now got age 4 for the Ethiopians, going for the Portuguese. And there is an arsenal wagon there, very nice. As well, of course, a mountain monastery builder. Could pass throw it up here on the copper mine. And we got the Mexican cavalry now engaging the various French villagers, who do have 100% increased health. Overruns putting some pathetic damage on in. Veteran Crusaders are getting overwhelmed by the Charros. Charros have 42 damage at the moment and do slight bonus damage to heavy cav. While these guys who have 37 damage and 2 AoE health, or AoE damage. Both have range resist, looks like. Guard Janissaries on the field. More cattle being brought in. Now we've got a factory being brought in Ottoman. He does have... That's his first factory. And right now he has 5 town centers at the moment, so he's going to have plenty of villager production. He's going to hit his villagers max out eventually. The French player is now eyeing for the engineer, which allows him to pull out teleporters, sentry guns, and dispensers. Does give him a pair of falconets. And it looks like one of the Mexicans, Haciendas, is going to be selected to build villagers. And the cows and yaks are all fattened as well, or most of them, so that could be a good way to get food if needed. More walls still going on up, got double layer of walls. And looks like the Ottoman player sent his teammate a whole bunch of goats. It has a good amount of cavalry push way forward. The French player may want to eye for more dragoons. Nithatanias will have trouble versus them. The Gaussianas will have to be good in melee. Janissaries push way forward. Got a good number of falconets supported by the Mexican. Oh, those are heavy cannon, not falconets. Something much heavier. And now I got the French villagers. Getting some volleys there. Need to fall back. Some of these French units are running a bit slow there. There's a couple of French falconets here. Heavy cannon will annihilate the infantry formation. Got some dragoons mixed on in for the Frenchmen. Very nice. We've now got some Azas, which they do good damage against light cavalry at range or heavy all cavalry melee. so they should be useful against those dragoons. The Europeans eyeing for more villagers. The Ottoman player is eyeing for more villagers. The Ottoman player, or the Frenchman, is eyeing for steam-powered and additional resources. More for units for the Mexicans. He has another shipment available. Needs more housing as well.
Estoy listo.
Some of these mountain monsters are getting all consumed. This sounds like it will go down. Just pushing forward over here to have just stuff. They'll just stringing with the Quartos everywhere, or Charos. They'll just getting hit there by the Quartos now. Charos, why am I saying Quartos? And the Mexican player does need to get some more housing, has quite a bit of resource stockpiled up as well. The Charos getting some good damage there. More Dragoons there. Got good number of Janissaries and now some Azaps mixed on in. More of the Mexican cavalry been pulling a field. Got a good number of forces here. Ethiopian players now bring in the improved cannon trade. Another factory for the Ottoman player who's just going for gold from his factories. Good eye for some great bombards. They're great. Dragoons trying to avoid the Mexican cavalry. Now the French base is starting to get overran. What's the French planning? More villagers, has quite a bit of wood stored up. May want to cool off the wood collection rate and I get some farms out and some plantations. Villagers now getting hit. He doesn't have a car to convert his wood or anything like that either. Some Charles not getting focused down by the Dragoons. We've got a number of the Azaps now stabbing the French villagers. French villagers do have 10 hand attack and 8 range attack. The French cavalry is taking out all the Mexican cavalry. We've now got the veteran Crusaders now engaging on in. They have good AoE attack, but they will receive bonus damage from the Azaps. More Mexican cavalry streaming on the way forward. Magenta is getting tied up from the Mexican cavalry. The Frenchman's losing quite a large number of villagers there. He needs to get out. He has a bit of wood. He needs to get additional town centers to get his villager count back up quickly. Right now, the French are just getting overwhelmed. Got Janissaries and heavy cannons pushing forward. The heavy cannon will annihilate this army. They're very stacked up. We may see a bit of a slaughter. Take out some of those units there. These cannon needs to focus on this group. They're so stacked up. Good volley there. Massive volleys are sort of going down. Janissaries are just trying to protect his teammates' heavy cannon. Another massive volleys there. Both for the team, both blue and yellow on both sides of their opponent's map. Doing a good job supporting each other on two sides of the map. Very, very good. Some of the heavy cannon go down, but Magenta's annihilated. The French is annihilated. I think Team Southside has lost. Unable to really deal with primarily the cannon of the Mexicans and Central Americans. Got more of these elite Oromo warriors now pushed deployed on the field. They're another heavy cav unit. Which Janissaries will do bonus damage to them in melee, but they're focusing down the artillery weapons, so they take all the heavy cannon there. Now the Nefatanias will get annihilated by the Mexican cavalry. And the Janissaries are also going to be slicing them apart as well with their swords. Sebastopol mortar gets a decent shot there, but simply outnumbered and will get overran shortly. And it looks like the French player does back out of the game. And Magenta casts in GG. And that is the end of the replay. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As I mentioned beforehand, that's going to be our last replay tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good